Welcome to Talking Sense, and as I had promised, today we get to discuss networking, the impact of networking in your business. How can you network profitably, if I could say that? And today I have Lulu Kitololo, the founder of Lulu Kitololo Studio. She's an amazing creative and illustrator, and also the founder of an amazing network called AfriLove Connection. Welcome, Lulu.
Thank you very much.
Great. So we were just talking about a few minutes ago, and you were saying there was a time you were distraught every time you hear the word networking. Tell us more.
Yeah, I think a while back, or kind of early in my career, I had a very narrow idea of what networking was. So to me, it was those uncomfortable cocktail things where people only want to talk to you if they think you have something that they want or need. And it's almost like they ask you, oh, what do you do? And then they're like, okay, next.
Moving on.
Yeah. And so I used to hate that. It just felt so transactional, and there was this thing of, I think I should be doing it, but, really just being uncomfortable, and wondering actually what are the results going to be? Is it worth my time? Yeah. So, yeah.
I remember how for many events where, you see the poster and it's saying networking opportunities available. And I say, great, I have to grow my business, so I have to go there, carry my business cards. I find myself at the event, at the cocktail table at the side, at the corner, and wondering, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
How did you crack it, or how are you cracking it? Because our network is our network.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's when I discovered that there are actually different ways to do this. And there are two particular experiences that I remember. So the first was, and this was sort of, I was a few years into business, and I used to work in a co-working space, which in itself is networking, right?
Space, yeah.
So I kind of made friends with one of the other ladies there, who is actually my co-founder now, Danielle. Yeah. And she had recently joined a network for women in business, and she invited me. She's like, hey, I can't make it this month, so I can send somebody in my place. Would you like to go? And I figured, okay, sure. And it was just a totally new experience for me. It was a lunch meeting, a very diverse group of women only, and it was just very supportive, very warm, very welcoming. Like, everyone was interested in what everyone else had to say, was doing, and it was a total departure from those awkward, cocktail. Yeah,
cocktail
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And I loved it, and I ended up joining that club as well, and being there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So that was one really kind of turning point for me. And then the second, a friend of mine who is a coach, she just gathered a few of us together, 7 women, and we started a mastermind group. And I realized this is also a form of networking. She knew everyone, but we didn't all know each other. But it started a relationship which has just grown over the years. Many of us have moved countries, but we're still very close, checking in on each other, and our businesses. And I think from both those experiences, one of the things that was different for me is that we were approaching each other as holistic human beings. Yes, business was at the forefront, but that understanding that other aspects of your life form who you are. And then you find your networking, when you're not thinking, okay, business, I need to get this from that person, you find all manner of other opportunities that emerge just from building that relationship with someone. Yeah.
And there's something very important that's coming out: relationship. Yeah. So it means we are not only talking about, when are you giving me business?
Yes.
How much are you gonna pay me?
Yes.
To what value can I add to you?
Yeah.
How would you say it's impacted your business in terms of even, let's say, revenues?
Right.
Have these relationships impacted it in any way?
Absolutely. So some of the things that have come up of my networking experiences, in building those relationships with people, I've started collaborations with them. So, sometimes it's a totally new income stream for my business that I'm working on with somebody, such as Danielle, for instance. Yeah. But I have other examples where I've started a project with someone or some kind of workshop or initiative which has just added an income stream to my business. But also, I think, when you're in a room networking in whatever way, you're not necessarily selling to those people in the room, but by building that relationship, they come to know you for what you do, how you do it, what you offer. And so you are front of mind when they come across somebody who needs exactly what you have to give. You know what I mean?
I get you.
So those natural referrals, not, give me business, but just naturally, I know this person, Lulu, she's perfect for what you need. So those kinds of opportunities, have brought in new clients, new customers, orders.
Even friends.
Yes.
Yeah, because like you and I are friends.
Yes.
I remember one of the alumni for the ALTC, and I cannot wait to get back. And I remember there's a time you taught us, okay, have you ever been in a situation where you're thinking, I want to network, but how do I start? What do I say?
Yeah.
And you were teaching us about storytelling and talking about ourselves. What would you advise our audience today?
Yeah, I think, I don't know where along the line we kind of took on this thing where we have to separate ourselves from our business, or that when we enter business mode we have to like put on a different suit, or you know what I mean?
I get you.
When actually more and more people are buying into our businesses because of us, because of our values, because of how we want to see the world. So I think it's crucial to like let yourself and all the things that make you unique come through in a business setting as well.
So today we've talked about a couple of things that I've picked from Lulu today in terms of networking. Think about the space or where you're actually working at. The workspace, very important. You can easily connect with people. Second, you talked about communities. Start being part of key communities where you can be free to talk about what you do, and even start telling your story in a way that you can give value, and it's not just transactional type of networking. And just go and get it. Tell me about them. And finally, I know you have the event coming up, and it's also a networking opportunity because you're connecting people. What should people expect from it?
From the event? So I'm running a festival. It's called Afrila Fest. We initially ran it in November last year, and thanks to the success of that event, we're holding it again. So it's all about celebrating creativity and inviting people to come and play, in a sense, So it involves a program of creative workshops, talks, and other interactive experiences for people to immerse themselves in. And there's also a market with different creative vendors, from furniture to fashion and beauty and everything in between, for people to come and discover some amazing creative work, design, and support that creative community. So can you play and network at the same time? Can you play and network at the same time? I think you can. And it's by just freeing your mind, and let's stop thinking as a cocktail table or the night event as a main way to network, and let's start forming relationships. So you'll find the link to the AfriLab Fest here. Subscribe so that next week we can talk more about running and ensuring we have thriving and profitable businesses in Kenya. Thank you, Lulu. Thank you.
It was amazing having you.
Thank you for having me. Yes. And I look forward to networking with you all.
Let's do that. See you next week.